Shabbat Shalom, Abanawa Shabbat Shemaim, Kodash, Aya Shumka, Yahweh, Malakwithka, Taba'a, Wadazaka, Aya, Isha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Aya Bashemaim, Matalinawa, Lakhom, Kal, Yawom, Masalakhlanawa, Kabawafnawa, Kasalachnawa, Kabawafiyanawa, Wala'a, Tabiyanawa, Wanasa Yawan, Abal, Ayashonanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Lakak, Amalakwat, Waha'ala, Wa'atap Haraf, Lawayamnam, Aman.
Shabbat Shalom, brothers, sisters, and sojourners and supporters of Israel. Today's date is February 11, 2023. I welcome you all. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and select all. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new presentation. Welcome to another Shabbat sermon. What I'm going to get into and cover today is going to be I'm going to cover three parts. I'm going to speak briefly about the laws, statutes, and commandments given to the children of Israel and how that coincides with where we are today in terms of our current situation all throughout the world because of our ancestors and our disobedience, not wanting to adhere to the laws, statutes, and commandments given to us by the Most High. We're going to talk about the curses of the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. We'll get into that. So if you don't, I ask that you have a King James version of the Bible as reference for this sermon and all of my sermons, essentially. No King James, no New International Version, no none of that. King James Version only. King James is the oldest interpretation and the closest to I won't say closest to, but it's the oldest interpretation of scripture. As a matter of fact, King James 1611 was actually the first King James Bible, and in that version it had some other things attached to it that shouldn't have been, but that's neither here nor there right now. The bottom line is, for all the scriptures that I bring forth, if you want to follow along or you have your iPad or your phone, whatever the case may be, I definitely have a King James version for now and moving forward. Okay, so to all our Christian brothers and sisters, or even some Muslims who's lurking or part of our channel, part of our congregation, welcome to you all as well. Because when we talk about scripture, right? The Bible is what it is. You believe or you don't, right? But here's the thing. The Bible also says that, the congregation needs basically a pastor, a chosen vessel of the Most High God to bring forth with us, said the Lord, because anyone can read the Bible, but that doesn't mean that they were anointed to do so, right? And that's the thing. That's why you have to pray for discernment. Okay. Pray for spiritual ears that you may hear who the Lord speaks through. Right. And, I've been doing this for 8 years, man. People that know me, really know me, know my heart, whatever the case may be. They know what I'm about, man. And I've always poured into you all. And, some of you try to pour back into me, and I appreciate that. Some just take from me, and that's fine too. My sustenance comes from the Most High. So either way, I'm good, right? I don't, and I want some of you to know this, and this is really to those who don't know me or know, by my spirit or what I'm about. I don't need or seek your validation for anything that I do on this channel. Okay. If I post a short of someone who, you may think or not agree with as a person or like as a person for whatever reason, I may not like them either. But if a lot of our people follow them, our lost brothers and sisters, I can't miss the opportunity to reach them because of one person. The Bible tells us that God will take the foolish things and confound the wise, and he'll take whatever somebody meant for harm or a harmful person, turn it around for our good. So I don't think like y'all. You understand? I don't think small-minded. I'm not preaching to the choir here. I need to reach our lost brothers and sisters, and I do that sometimes by using people that are our people that are very popular to them, that I know I can reach them, and I use certain words and phrases that they know. It makes zero sense for me to use words and phrases that they aren't familiar with, because then what? It'll be a lost opportunity. I won't be able to reach them. The fact that I even have to say this to you lets me know why I am who I am and you are who you are. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just being real. All right. So there's a reason for me doing everything that I do on this channel. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to reach our lost brothers and sisters, and I have to do it in a way and sometimes through people I may not necessarily agree with in terms of, whatever, but I can't trip on that. I have to reach our lost brothers and sisters. Period, point blank. So anyway, let's go ahead and, get into the sermon for today on this Shabbat. I hope so far you guys are all having a nice, peaceful one, restful one, right? So here we go. Let's get into it.
And, I know when we were coming up, we were taught and told that, we shouldn't do as we're told and by our parents. And, when we were wrong, we were chastised. We were punished. Well, guess what? The Most High does the same thing. Okay? As children, when we were told to clean our rooms or take out the trash or do whatever the case may be, and we didn't do it, there are consequences. Okay? The Most High God is no different. The Bible tells us whom He loves, He corrects. But what? A lot of our people despise correction, right? Because the Bible tells us in Torah that the Most High, our people is the apple of His eye, right? But the flip side to that is that all throughout Torah, He referred to us as a stiff-necked people, right? Stiff-necked. In lay terms, hard-headed, stubborn. I mean, look at all He did for us, for our people. I mean, oh my God, He raised Moses up, led us out of bondage, led us out to the wilderness. And what do? We complain, we murmur, right? All the Most High did for us, our people. We want to talk trash. We in the wilderness, talking trash to Moses. Moses, my feet hurt. Moses, man, we hungry. We want some food. Moses, God brought us out here to die. Right? So the Most High said, listen, I hear their murmuring. Okay? He provided everything we asked for of Him. And just to kind of double back real quick, out of all of His laws, statutes, and commandments, and this is me talking, this is my personal opinion, I believe out of all of them, the one where He said, you shall have no other God before me, because the Lord thy God is a jealous God, I believe that one to be probably the most important one. And that's the one that got our people in trouble the most throughout all of our, captivities and things of that nature. Moses is up there 40 days, 40 nights getting the commandments, and we down there tripping. We thinking, oh, Moses done forgot about us. Just that quick. We got a golden calf, praying to the calf. Most High says, Moses, get thee down there quickly. They tripping. Okay? So when you look at it, it's like, listen, all that He did for us, and we had a deal, basically. That's what a covenant is. It's a contract, right? And in the real world, when you have a contract with someone and you don't fulfill that contract, they can sue you and call it what? Breach of contract. And 9 times out of 10, a court of law will let you out of that contract or null and void the contract. Well, guess what? We don't get to null and void the Most High's contract with the children of Israel. We don't get that. Okay? Because and when he put out there that the covenant was going to be through Isaac, and he said in Deuteronomy 7:6, "For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." And with that, Deuteronomy 7:6, that sealed the deal as the chosen people. But see, to whom much is given, much is required. So historically, when you look at the role of our ancestors and what they were supposed to do, for the most part, we didn't hold up our end of the bargain. And we're going to get into why we're in the condition we're in right now. I'm leading up to it. But I have to show you, I have to show and prove, as we used to say back in the day, you know, how it got to this point, how we got here. Okay? Because we're not, you know, we're not innocent in this whole thing. The one thing I hate and love about us is that, you know, we're a good people, we're a good-hearted people, but we so stubborn, you can't tell us nothing. You know, and then when someone tries to lead us in the right direction or whatever, we want to talk trash, or we want to come against them and have the spirit of doubt and sow discord and discontent to try to create divide. I call it the 3 Ds. And that ain't nothing but the devil. Okay? Please believe. But that's our people, representing the best and worst both at the same time. That's us. I love us. But we got to get it together. And this day right here, this first Shabbat sermon, this is the start of us getting back, you know, we getting back to Torah. Okay? The Torah keepers. All right? It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy being chosen. You know, sometimes I call it, you know, the burden of being chosen. You know, I'll get into that some other time, but it's not easy. But together, right? We can do it, man. We're going to have to, right? Because you know, the Bible also tells us that although Israelites be as the sand of the sea, only a remnant will return unto God. Think about that. Israelites are as the sand of the sea, meaning there's so many of us all over the world, but only a remnant will return unto the Most High. And when I think of that term remnant, you know, I think more like kind of like the 144,000, you know, right? I mean, I could be wrong, but when you look at the metaphor as us being as deep and as much as the sand of the sea, but only a remnant will basically return or be saved or receive salvation, that really puts it in perspective. At least for me it does, right? So you know with that being said, you know, we have the foundation with the Most High. We were supposed to follow all of his laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? He went through so much with us. I need all of my brothers and sisters listening to me in this sermon and my sojourners to understand this. The Bible tells us that the Most High is slow to anger. Okay? He is slow to anger. This is true. So it's not like we did something, he got mad with us and like, okay, but that's it, I'm cursing you. No. You guys go and you know, as time goes on, we'll I'm not going to cover everything and try to get through everything in one sermon, one session, but we'll get through it. We'll get there. Okay? Yes. Psalm 103:8 says the Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. And we better be doggone lucky and glad for that mercy, because he gives us mercy when a lot of times we don't even deserve it. But he'll give us mercy. He'll throw us a life raft, and we mess up all the time. Because as much as our people are cursed, many of us are still blessed. Don't get it twisted. Okay? And let me address this real quick to the congregation. because there's this thing going around that somehow because Dan, the tribe of Dan messed up, even Ephraim messed up, and talking about they disfellowship or they cut off from the this and that, and because they weren't mentioned in Revelation. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to every single one of you listening to my voice. And I need y'all to get this, okay? The tribe of Judah ain't no different or better than Dan, okay? All the tribes of Israel messed up. All the tribes at some point performed idol worship or whatever the case may be. They ain't no different. Okay, when and like I said at the start of this sermon, see, when as a child, when you mess up, you're gonna get chastised. Whom God loves, He corrects. Okay, when your child messes up and you discipline them, guess what? After you discipline them, they're still your child. Right? If they mess up, what do you tell your child? Okay, well, you messed up. Okay, go away from me forever. Come on, man. The Most High doesn't work that way. But you have to understand that whom He loves, He corrects. And so please knock it off. Please knock it off. All right? Ain't none of the tribes no different or better than the other. We all scattered. Last I checked, we all scattered. Every single one of us. Okay? So please knock that off. Because it also says that when it's all said and done, Ephraim and Judah, i.e. the northern and southern kingdoms, will come together. So that kills all that, but Ephraim cut off and this and that, and Ephraim, come on, man. Come on. I'm tired of seeing that. Ephraim ain't no different or better than Judah in that respect. Okay? So enough of that. So on to the next. We're going to keep it moving. But that being said, you know, it was over time, you know, us not wanting to observe the Sabbath the right way, you know, the whole idol worship and just, you know, just here and there. I mean, to the point where the Most High literally told Moses at one point, you know, He said, get thee down there quickly. And this is after, you know, he said, Dave, okay. He was angry, right? He was angry. Deuteronomy 9:11 says, at the end of the 40 days and 40 nights, the Lord gave the 2 stone tablets, the tablets of the covenant. And the Lord told me, go down from here at once, because your people whom you brought out of Egypt have become corrupt. They have turned away quickly from what I commanded them and have made an idol for themselves. And the Lord said to me, I have seen this people, and they are a stiff-necked people indeed. Let me alone, that I might destroy them and blot their name out from the heavens. And I will make you into a nation. I'll make you into a nation stronger and more numerous than they. Come on, man. Oh my God. He said, 9:14 says, let me alone. I'm going to destroy them and blot their name out from under the heaven of the whole face of the earth. Leave me alone. And Moses stood in the gap for us. He stood in the gap for us. I mean, so I'm saying that to say, to get us to a point that we're going to get to the Deuteronomy. But I had to go back to establish, you know, our covenant with the Most High God, our responsibilities to the Most High God, and how we were negligent in those responsibilities. And this is over a period of many times. The Most High is, you know, forgiving us, blessing us, giving us, you know, chances. I mean, we made Him angry to the point where He wanted to wipe us off the face of the earth. Oh man, come on, man. Come on, man. Like we got Him to that point. All that He did for us. And this is what we do to repay Him. This is what we do to thank Him. Murmuring, complaining, talking trash, being ungrateful. Right? Not wanting to do what we want to do. You know, talking about the heck with the law, statutes, and commandments. No, it ain't no the heck with the law, statutes, and commandments, because that's our responsibility when we made that covenant. And the bottom line is we have to get back to that. Right? Now, my thing is, you know, from the whole time I've been doing this for the past, 6 years, and off and on really for the past 1 and 2 or so. But my thing is, I'm not jumping up and down, getting people to believe anything. I pray that the Most High open your spiritual ears, that you have spiritual ears to hear the word of Yah, and I'm a vessel from which he speaks through. That's it. I'm just a man in a vessel. I'm not special. I don't consider myself, like I said, I'm not above reproach, none of that. I'm just a man after God's own heart with the love for his people. That's it. That's it, man. So, I've been saying this from day one, though. I'm not trying to make anyone believe me or go around trying to debate with folk. And listen, when you hear the words coming out of my mouth, you're going to take to it like a fish to water because you're supposed to. It was written, or you won't. And either way, God bless you. Because at the end of the day, the Bible tells us every man is responsible for his own salvation. Now, I don't have to say this, not just, every man, but every male, female. Females are considered in that, when I say every man, every females as well. Responsible for your own salvation. So whether or not you believe, Dr. Ephraim or not, it's irrelevant. Right? The Bible tells us that God is no respecter of persons. So, he gives everyone a shot, even the Gentiles. And it's so much I want to cover and get into, but that was my position from day one. My job is not to try to convince anyone of anything or to jump up and down. Oh, please believe me. Please believe me. No. At the end of the day, what do you want to do? Do you want to be saved or go to hell? And if you want to be saved as a child of Israel, there's things we have to do. There's things that we're responsible for doing to make that happen. Right? And that's just the bottom line. We weren't always living out curses. Because at one point we were, oh my God, couldn't no nation touch us. Okay? Look at history. All throughout the history of Israel. Look at all the invaders. Look at all the captivities, the captors coming in, taking Hebrew out, bringing in Aramaic. I mean, you name it. Israel in the grand scheme is a small place, but historically has meant the world to the world. So many different races of people have come into Israel to destroy it, to destroy our laws, to steal from it, to kill us, rape our women. I mean, you name it. Right? And that's just a harsh reality. So as children of Israel, and this is why, again, our genealogy, and I'm not, getting into that too much, but I have to just mention this. As a child of Israel, okay, we have to reckon our genealogy, because let me tell you, brother, something. If you're not a child of Israel, you have no business teaching the children of Israel. I don't see a sojourner as any less of a brother if he takes up the laws, statutes, and commandments given to the children of Israel. I don't see any sojourner less. I don't see color, right? But what I'm saying is that I can't use that as an excuse to say, listen, if you're a sojourner, you sojourn, you stand with us, and you be silent. Okay? If you're not a genetic Hebrew Israelite, you have absolutely no business opening your mouth trying to teach nothing to the children of Israel. You be silent and you get taught. And I'm not saying that to be arrogant or to be mean or to be facetious. I'm saying it because it's the truth. As a child of the Most High God of Israel, I'm speaking the truth. We love you as brothers and sisters, but if you're not a genetic heir, if you're not from the seed of Jacob, if you're not a child of Israel, if you are a sojourner, you sit in our service and you be silent. Because at the end of the day, see, Christ said in John 4:22, salvation is of the Jews. That would be us. But guess what? We can't be a beacon of light with a mouth full of pig feet. Huh? And what I mean by that is that as children of Israel, we can't be your salvation if we don't know what the heck we're doing. If we're not living the covenant, if we're not doing what we're supposed to do, we can't be that beacon of light. Salvation, how can salvation come of us and we don't know what to do for our own salvation? Come on now. So I'm not saying that to be mean. Some might think, oh, that sounds harsh. It may sound harsh, but it's right. It's true. Okay, I'm not a faker. You know, those that's been with me for as long as many of you have, you know my heart and my spirit. Okay, I'm gonna speak with thus said the Lord of hosts. I'm more in the vein of the prophet of Ezekiel, right? Or even John. You know, I'm gonna tell you what thus said the Lord. I mean, it's not about what I think. It's not about what I feel. No, it's about what the word of Yah says. So that's why I said we gonna get back to the Torah and get some Torah building going on. That's what we need, because our people are in a fix, man, and we need to get it right. So that being said, I already laid the foundation. Now we're gonna get into what the Most High said. Like I said, He gave us so many chances to hold up our end of the bargain. We didn't want to do that. So in the book of Deuteronomy, this is what the Most High said was going to happen to us and our seeds, because we didn't want to hearken unto the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High God of Israel. So let's all turn our swords to Deuteronomy chapter 28. And we're going to deal with it. But we're going to deal with it in a different way than it's normally dealt with. Because, see, we're quick to talk about how we're under the curses, but no one talks about or preaches on the blessings, what we have to look forward to, how do we do, or if we do what we're supposed to do as per the covenant with the Most High God, right? So chapter 28, starting at verse 1 says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day." And this is the Most High in first person telling us, okay? They're saying second or third person. This is him talking. "That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shall thou be in the city, and blessed shall thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thine kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and on all that thou settest thine hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee. The Lord shall establish thee a holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, and in the land the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open up thee his good treasure, all right, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. If thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods, to serve them. My people, that right there is what we have to look forward to if we held and hold up our end of the bargain or the covenant with the Most High God. He just told us in first person. Wouldn't no nation be able to touch us? Wouldn't no cop would be able to kill us and get away with it. I mean, you name it. We can go on down the list. All the things that happen to us right now and today would not be happening had our ancestors walked in the ways in which he told us to walk. We angered him. We had so much to look forward to. He placed us upon high, upon all nations of the faces of the earth. And I mean, all we had to do was what we were supposed to do. He spelled it out. It wasn't second and third person. He didn't speak through a man of God. He told us himself what he expected of us and what we needed to do to be blessed, for every nation to see that, listen, y'all can say and think what y'all want. Y'all can't touch us. His holy hedge would have been all around us right now today. Could no nation touch us. We would not be on the bottom. We would not be looking for jobs. We would be the head. We would be in positions of power right now, positions of authority, positions of great wealth, right? On and on and on. Had we just hearkened unto the voice of the Lord and taken upon the laws, statutes, and commandments to do as he said, do. Not be murmuring, not be complaining, not be envious, not be stiff-necked, right? And you might say, well, that's a lot to do. Well, yay. What does the Bible tell us? What does the word say? To whom much is given, much is required, right? So now let's flip it. Getting these questions of why these nations, why in every nation black people are on the bottom, why we're so hated, why our people are being killed, why we went through slavery, our people being hung, our women raped and disrespected, our men emasculated, you name it. Why? Why do we go through what we go through? Why are we going through what we're going through right now today? Well, let's deal with that, because that's where the curses come in at. Okay? For disobedience. This is the result. Deuteronomy, starting at chapter 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And this is the Most High in first person telling us himself. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, in all that thou settest out thine hand for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land, whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with the consumption, and with the fever, and with inflammation, and with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, and with mildew, and this shall pursue thee until thou perish. And thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. So that tells us we would be scattered, and we would be going through these curses in all nations. That's why no matter what country you go to, you see blacks on the bottom. You see blacks, Negroes going through what we're going through right now. This is why we're living out the curses of the book of Deuteronomy. The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. I don't care if his name is Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth the wife, and another man shall lie with her. This, my people, is what we went through in slavery verbatim. No other people went through this. Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Everyone knows the slaves built the White House. Yeah, Barack Obama lived there. Barack Obama was the president. Barack Obama is not a Negro. He's a Hamite. I doubt very seriously if a descendant of a transatlantic slave trade will ever be the president of the United States and take in the White House. The closest we got was Michelle Obama, I believe her to be descendants of slaves from the transatlantic. I think that's the closest we got. But as far as being the president, nah, I don't think that'll happen. Let's go to 32. It says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. And that's exactly what our people went through in slavery. We had children, they took our children, sold our children into slavery. They took them from us, took them from our ancestors and sold them into slavery. We had kids we never would even see again. I mean, can you imagine the sadness, the amount of tears, the amount of, that went on during slavery time? Can you imagine? But the book of Deuteronomy is telling us firsthand we were going to experience that because we were not hearkening unto the voice of the Lord. It says, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed away, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees, oh my God, and in the legs, with a sore botch that cannot be healed. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. This is exactly why we go through what we go through. This is why we're going through what we're going through. Even from a medical standpoint. The things that we deal with medically. Okay? He said, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king which thou shalt set over thee unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry much seed unto the field, and thou shalt gather but little in, for the locusts shall consume it. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. And finally, let me scroll down just a little bit here. I think we all get it, right? Let's see here. I want to go with, let's go back down to, let's scroll down to 28 and 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Egypt is bondage, slavery, with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you or save you. So, I cut the curses, a little short. You guys have the access to it. I didn't want to, go above and beyond. But that's how we got here. That's why we're going through what we're going through as a people right now today. Everywhere you look up in the news and you see a unarmed, black man and woman being killed, right? Every day, every other day. And that's exactly why. So what we have to do, my people, is we have to rise up. Okay? We have to get back to the covenant with the Most High God of Israel. And with thus said the Lord. We have to perform our end of the bargain, brothers, sisters, and sojourners. Help each other. Stand up. Speak truth to power. All right? And don't waste too much energy and time on people who ain't trying to hear what you're talking about. Okay? Because our people is for as beautiful as our people are, we're still a stiff-necked people. You can't tell us nothing. For everyone that comes forward to try to speak the truth and try to, we got people to come against them. I mean, they still try to come against me. It's been 6 years since the E1B1A video, right? But I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, because whoever's supposed to get this, you know what, my people, they're going to get it. And like I say, but all the time, they're going to get it and they're going to take to it like a fish to water. No, we weren't always cursed. A lot went on before we got here to this point, please believe. But the Most High took his protection from our people, took his protection from us. And don't get it twisted. Yes, we might be living out the curses, but there's still some of us that are very blessed. Do not get it twisted. All right? And that's because we have favor. All right? We have grace and mercy. Like I'm personally so humbled. I know who I am in the Most High God. I know who I am. I know who I am in Him more than anything. And I'm humbled by that. If you notice, I always give it up. I always acquiesce to Him. I always say by grace and mercy of the Most High. That's not a fake act of humility. That's genuine. That's how I really feel. I give it up to Him because of Him. I am. Okay. I'm just a man, flesh and bones, a vessel. That's it. I'm not anything or anyone special, or and I love my people, and I'm after his heart. I want Him to be pleased with me at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, on the day of judgment. I want to stand before Him and Him say, "Son, job well done. Job well done."
So, on that note, my people, I hope you all enjoyed the sermon, got something from it. There's so many of them throughout the channel. There's so many great videos and teaching videos and Shabbat sermon videos throughout this channel. This would be the perfect day to just kind of surf the contents of my videos on this channel and go through them and click on the title that catches your attention. All right. I give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Israel for now and forever. And until next time, this is Dr. Ephraim signing off, saying Shabbat Shalom, elect.